Hey everybody, Jordan from Wardrum here. Today I'm going to talk to you about the most basic part of our game, and that is our touch controls. Now, we want to make sure that everybody fully understands how to properly interact with our game, so I'm going to show you some of the basics. And that's going to start with simply walking. All you need to do is rest your thumb on the left side of the screen, and you'll see that I just start walking forward. Now you'll notice that I've turned on a developer command so that you can see where I'm actually touching on the screen to help you out. And you can basically think of things in the left half of the screen and the right half of the screen. So for example, when I start swiping on the right half of the screen, you'll see that I'm turning my camera. Basic stuff that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. But again, if I want to walk forward, all I'm doing is just resting my thumb on the left side of the screen. I'm not swiping it forward, I'm just resting it right there. And as you just noticed, we have an Autorun feature in our game. And so once you start walking for a little bit, you're automatically going to start running. And if you don't like this, there's an option to turn it off. So the next thing I want to go over is jumping. So to jump, the most basic way is simply swipe up, just like that. But another cool thing you can do is start running. And then if you swipe up while you run and double tap while you're in the air, you'll continue running once you hit the ground. It's a really cool way to make it across the island very quickly. To sprint, I'm just going to double tap and hold, just like that. And that's how you would do it if you had the auto run turned off. Another great thing is that we have some auto jump involved. So for example, you see this little foundation I've got right ahead of me, maybe the world's smallest base. And if I just walk towards this doorway, it's automatically going to jump me up into it. So a lot of the times you don't even have to think about jumping. We're going to take care of that for you automatically. Another time where this is going to come in handy is when you're down in the caves. So for example, in the lava cave, there's a lot of big gaps in there. When you approach that gap, you just keep walking forward and we're going to auto jump you over that gap. Nobody likes falling in lava, so we thought that would be a really nice touch that you all would appreciate. And so another important thing that I want to point out is that the right half of the screen, tapping on that is going to do whatever action you would expect it to. We've really tried to make this as intuitive as possible. So for example, I walk up to my door here, tap on the right side of the screen, and I open the door. If I go to this storage box around the corner here, tap on the right side of the screen, and I open my storage box inventory. Then if we walk around here to my raptor, we'll see that if I walk up to him, or her, excuse me, this is Rachel, tap on the right side of the screen, and I mount Rachel. Now, tapping on the right side of the screen, again, is going to perform her attack. So what we've also done is implemented a tap and hold on the right side of the screen to perform other actions that you would expect. So for example, here I am on my raptor, I tap and hold on the right side of the screen, and I dismount my raptor. Over here we've got a campfire. This is another great example. I tap on the right side of the screen and I light my campfire because, of course, it has enough wood in its inventory. If I tap and hold on the right side of the screen, then I open my campfire's inventory. And as you just saw, when I tap and hold on the right side of the screen, it's giving me a little icon that's showing me the action that it's about to perform. Another thing that we're going to go over now is our menus. So you see I've got my menu icon in the top left here, and I have my icons right here to switch between the inventory, my stats screen, my engrams, my options, and the store. And right here, you'll also notice that we have different tabs. So I've got this inventory tab, and I've got this crafting tab right here. Over in the stats menu, I have my equipped items tab, and I've got my buff tab. So it's a great thing to be aware of all the different ways that you can get around our inventory. Now let's play with some weapons. So right here in my hotbar, I'm swiping out from the right edge of the screen, and that's my flow menu. And you just swipe and back and forth, and you let go on the item you want to use. Now for some of you, especially on Android devices, you may have trouble swiping in from the edges of the screen due to the way the Android system is set up. So we've also added swiping up from the bottom of the screen. You can do that from the bottom half on either side to bring out that flow menu. And to use this pick, I'm just going to double tap and hold. And just like that, I'm swinging my pick away. And I can go up and harvest this tree and do whatever I like. Another great part of double tap and hold is for harvesting bushes. So right here, I'm going to double tap and leave my thumb held down to harvest this. And look, I'm not even going to pick up my right thumb. I'm going to go to this next bush, and I'm still in harvesting mode. So I can just run around and harvest all of these plants very, very quickly. It's a great, great help. Now if we pull out our bow and arrow, you'll see he's going to put that arrow in there. And we've even got a tutorial on the screen. Double tap and hold. So we're just going to double tap and hold, bring that arrow back, let go to fire. Now let's say you're in the situation where you double tap and hold, and I don't want to fire that arrow anymore. So all I'm going to do is drag my thumb off the edge of the screen, and he's going to do a quick little melee and just not fire that arrow. Saves me some ammo. And then the last thing that I want to show you guys is what we call remote inventory. So this is when you're opening the inventory of another structure or another creature. So you'll see that when I walk up to this raptor, pay attention to my inventory icon in the top left corner. As soon as Rachel gets in range, it switches to a little backpack looking icon. And that means that when I tap that, I'm going to be looking at Rachel's inventory. Again, Rachel being my raptor. And if I swipe to the side, you'll notice that I now have two inventory screens side by side. I've got my inventory on the left and the raptor's inventory on the right. And if I want to transfer things between, I've got two options. I can double tap on these berries, and it's going to bring up a little dialogue where I can select how many berries that I want to transfer to Rachel. I think 5 is a good number. But another way I can do this is to tap and hold, and you'll see that those berries just wiggled under my finger, and now I can drag them over to that inventory, and again, still pick how many berries I want to put in there. And that, my friends, covers all the basics. I hope you feel a little more informed and enjoy playing ARK Survival Evolved on your mobile device. Thanks, everybody.